All right, we are live coming at you from the world headquarters. We're at two locations tonight. We're at JD's Realty and Auction World Headquarters in Central Command, as it were. And I've got Brandon with me. He's the new broker at JD's Realty and Auction Southern Group. Brandon, how you doing tonight?
I mean, I'm doing great. Doing great.
Well, I know, listen, this was not rehearsed. Brandon found out about this about 3.2 minutes ago.
Yep.
He was actually eating dinner. He's eating hot dogs. Is that fair, Brandon?
Yep. It was good.
So,
It's good. I'm finished, so I'm good. I'm ready to go now.
But, Brandon, he's been hanging around long enough to know that whenever I call, he's like, I don't even know what it could be about. It could be about somebody died. It could be about we just got a new deal. I could be calling about anything. So I called him. I was like, Brandon, hop on for a few minutes and let's test out this new software. So we have this software. We've used it before. It's called StreamYard. I think it's really cool. Back in when Swap Shop, Brandon, when Swap Shop was out, when it first came out, we found out about this StreamYard platform, and we had a bunch of the cast and a bunch of the characters hop on StreamYard, and we had a conversation.
That's cool.
It was cool. It is really cool, man. So thanks for hopping on, Brandon. So I don't know what you can see and what you can't see, but Brandon, just kind of for your knowledge, so we're streaming live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. So
Awesome.
we've got 3 watchers watching us right now. There'll be more because this will get posted to our page. We'll make sure Amber can upload it and do all the things. But people can ask us live questions if they want, and we welcome them, right?
Absolutely.
But one of the things, Brandon, I wanted to kind of hop on, and I wanted you to be on here with me because I know you have an extreme amount of knowledge because you spend a ton of time like working through projects. Is like, how in the world do we figure out how to sell property, right? Like what's the deal? Like, how do we do it? Like logistically, strategically, we get in our war room and then we really look at plans and we look at all those things. So, Brandon, when you go out and you meet with a client, you're working on a deal right now for Southern Group. What's some of the things that I just want to jump into this, by the way? Like, what's some of the things that you go through? Like, what's some of the things that strategically you look at?
Well, you said a couple of keywords there, talking about making a plan. So I think one of the awesome things about what we do when we're looking at selling a property, it's not cookie cutter, right? And so I think there's a big perception out there that there's just only one way to sell property. So we have options, and we can custom tailor a plan to fit someone's situation. So to answer your question, one of the first things I ask when I'm talking with someone is one of the key questions for me is, what is the win for them? Because every situation is different, right? So first of all, the key thing for me is I got to listen, right? I got to listen more than I'm talking. I want to know what the situation is. I want to know what the pain points are. Is it a timeline that they're up against? Is it a financial constraint that they're looking at? Is it a property maybe they're trying to deal with? A lot of times, man, we get calls and, it's a situation like, hey, I just inherited grandma and grandpa's house, or we had an aunt and uncle pass away, or, some situation where they might not even be in Tennessee. They're out of state, right? And so they're looking for someone to help them manage all of that while they're still trying to work their job, and they got a family, and they got all this stuff going on, right? Just like everybody else does. So I guess when you say make a plan, like that's, like that, the buzzers go off when you say that, because that's exactly what we do. Because it just depends on everyone's unique situation. And so I think you got to figure out what the pain points are, what the goal is, what the win is for the client. You got to look at the property, and we see everything, man. We've sold everything from, like we've sold new construction at auction. We do. I mean, of course, sometimes we have fixer upper properties, commercial properties. I mean, there's just there's just a full gamut, multifamily. I mean, we've seen it all, and every situation is different. So step number one, you got to just kind of lay the base for the plan, figure out what you got to build and how you need to work it, and then just kind of start working through that process.
Man, that's so clutch what you said. And I don't know, and we've got 10 or 12 people in here watching right now. And guys, those of you just tuning in, welcome. I'm JD. This is Brandon. We're coming from you from JD's Realty and Auction in both the corporate headquarters and at JD's Southern Group. And one of the things that like we have learned over time, yes, we've done over 2,000 auctions, but it doesn't really matter what Brandon thinks or what I think or what Ryan thinks or Maggie or John or Charles, and I can go on and on and on, right, of what we think. It's about what winning looks like for the client, because every auction is so much different.
Every single
property, all of them are different. And, what we want to do is we want to listen to what's important to you, right? Like, and yeah, we've got some preconceived ideas, and we got to be careful about having a plan before we show up, right, Brandon? Like we've talked about that in detail, and we just want to listen. So that winning piece is important. So Brandon, what's some of the important things that you listen for? Like, what's some of those things when people start talking about what winning looks like? What's some of those variables that you think about and you're really kind of taking notes on? What are some of those?
Well, one is if they mention a timeline. Sometimes folks are dealing with there's a date on the calendar. If it's an estate situation, maybe in some scenarios, we deal with personal property. If we're doing the contents of a home, they may say, well, the home's going to be selling on this date. We got X amount of time to clear out the contents or whatever that situation looks like. So now we got a time constraint, right? So that's key. So now we're on the calendar looking at days. What does our team need to do? A lot of times listening for, like when the phone rings, it's really, what does the property look like? When folks are talking about what they have, is it just a house full of stuff, which is fine. All right, we can deal with that. Or is it maybe it's a multifamily property, right? Like you've dealt with quite a bit of those. Someone's in a situation, maybe they're trying to liquidate or something like that. So now we're talking about a different kind of property. We're talking about real estate. Is it a single family home? Is it or maybe it's a commercial property? We've dealt with those. So just kind of those nuts and bolts of really what it is. And for me, really, I think a lot of times one of the things I love the most about what we do is we're able to help people. And when I got into this business, I was always told that a lot is, as an auctioneer, you get to help folks. And so I was like, okay, kind of wondering what that's like. But as you do it, over the years, I've learned, when you're sitting down and having those discussions with people, and like, this is life changing financial decisions, right? This is not just, for me, it's not like, it's another sale that we can do. It's just another auction. It's just another, tick mark on our checklist or whatever. Like, no, like this is like people's lives, like when someone calls and says, well, this is grandma and grandpa's place or my mom and dad's place or whatever, their life was poured into those collections and those antiques or that farm or whatever it is. Right. And so it's just super important. And I think when you, again, back to trying something I've learned, listen more than you talk. Right. And just listen for those keywords about, what the pain points are. So you figure out what the plan is, right? Because I can go in full guns blazing and tell you all the cool stuff that JD's can do, and we can talk about that, right? Because like we can talk to that, but that's not what we're about, though, right? We're about helping our clients.
Yeah, no, man, it's so good. And listen, stay tuned to the end of this episode. We're only going to run for about 15 minutes, and we're going to give you our top 5 things that you should do as a family if you've inherited property. So don't go away. You're going to watch this entire episode. We're going to give you really what we think our top 5 things are that you should focus on as a family. But real quick, Brandon, because we don't have much time, I want to keep these to 15-minute episodes, and they're kind of cool. And if you guys are watching, first of all, comment, show us where are you watching from. That's really cool. I'd like to see where everybody's watching from. I'm going to add this to the stage here, Brandon. This is a project that Ryan and I have just received, and we're starting to work through. This is a piece of property, and for some of you, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see, but this is a survey, and this is a map, and we're taking this thing. Now, this was an old plat, by the way, Brandon. It's not a current one. Now, the old one, as you can see, property lines are running straight through the middle of the building. Like, what? Like, this is a house. If you look at 259.01, up in the north kind of eastern corner, that house has a property line running right through it. The 259 parcel, there's a building running right through it. So step one is we got to get our survey in line, right? Because the same owner, he owns it all. It's no big deal. We've just got to move lines. It's a lot easier, Brandon, to move a line versus a building or a house.
Yep.
Right. So we got to get the survey over it. J.R. Humphrey, thanks for watching us from Halls, man. That's awesome. Thanks for being with us tonight. Feel free to share this video, because if we can help somebody, that's what we're about. So step one in our planning process, to be able to peek behind the curtain as brokers, what we look at is, is it legal to sell? Is it set up to where we can actually have a sale and transfer a good general warranty deed to another buyer? And we can't have encroachments, right? Encroachments are important. And in both cases, we've got encroachments. So we've got to make sure the boundaries are moved. And now we're going to take a look at who's going to buy these 4 parcels as an investor, because Brandon, what you don't know is on parcel 3, where it says 1.88 acres, that's actually used to be a mobile home park. It's been converted to an RV park, and it's in Sevierville. It's 15 minutes from Dollywood, right? So nice. All the cool things that's happening. So what our job is as brokers is try to figure out the best way to market this to the public. And, Brandon, we work for the sellers. Like, that's who we work for. So we want to make sure that we're accomplishing what winning looks like for them. And for this one, it's a balance, right? Of course, they don't want to give it away, but they're also ready to sell it and move on. So to your point, Brandon, you were talking about the things that you listen for. That's the things that we were kind of trying to codify, is what's important. Is it the money? Is it the time? They want to be done before the end of the year. And guess what? We're almost in August. So all the things, the battle plans that we go through and the qualifying, and listen, it's hard from a consumer's perspective. You call us and you want to say, listen, tell me what you think it's going to sell for. What's it worth? Can you do this? Well, we need a little bit of time to analyze it, right? Like boots on the ground. I can't tell you how important boots on the ground is for us. Just because the map looks one way, we want to go get boots out there. We want to walk the property. We want to take an ATV up on the property, a side-by-side, right? Brent, we just had this conversation not long ago with the property you're dealing with. So just kind of I don't know if you want to pontificate on that a little bit more there, Brandon, or expand on it.
It's an upcoming property we're going to have in Sweetwater, Tennessee, and there's going to be a home. And it's kind of funny, you mentioned that map that you had there. We had a similar situation. We had 2 parcels, line running right through the house. But come to find out, they had just built onto the house. We got it worked out. But, you run into those things. You got to check those things out, right? Because when you pull the map up, you're like, hey, I got a house on 2 different parcel numbers. How does that happen? Well, it could be a number of things. But, yeah, looking at a house, 2 5-acre tracts, had to go out and ride the property, look at utility availability. It's going to be a really nice auction coming up here in the fall. So really looking forward to doing it. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, Brandon, we promised them if they would hang around for the 15-minute mark, we would give them the top 5 things. We've got about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So this is going to be kind of Jim Cramer lightning round, and I'll start if you want me to, or you can start. Doesn't matter to me. But I've got one right now on the top of my mind, really quick. If you've just been appointed an executor, and it's an important job as a human, as an adult, first thing you need to do is find an attorney. Go get an attorney. Get someone you can trust. Get someone you can depend on. We have tons of recommendations. If you need one, call us. We'll help you. Brandon, number 2, what do you think?
Well, once you've got the legal things taken care of, you need to have representation. I think that's huge. We talk to folks all the time. Probably the one word that I've heard more over the past few years of working with JDs is overwhelmed. I cannot tell you how many clients. It's like it's the word. It's common denominator, and it's just huge, man. People dealing with the states, and I tell people, if you've never been through it, then it's your first time dealing with it. And for folks that have never had to do it, they don't understand.
They have no idea.
You got to have help. That's all I'm saying. You need representation.
Find you a quarterback, right?
Yeah, get somebody to help you. You don't have to do it all by yourself, right? Get a professional.
I love that, man. All right, number 3. I'm going to go here. We got about 30 seconds. Number 3, pick out the stuff that you're keeping. Get with your siblings. Get with your whoever, your cousins. Pick out, identify what you're going to keep, tag it, mark it, and go. Brandon, number 4, go.
One thing I'll say to not do, don't cancel your property insurance. Make sure you keep that going. If you got real estate, you want to keep that.
Oh, I love that, man. Because what happens if the house burns down? What are you going to do? Number 5, and it's last but not least, make sure you have your legal documents before you sign anything. If you're going to become the executor, get the letter of testamentary from your attorney. Don't start signing documents. Have a plan with the family and make sure all that's straight. Guys, listen, 15 minutes is up. Thanks for watching tonight's episode. We appreciate it. Brandon, you get the last word, bro.
Man, we just appreciate you guys being on. We're looking forward to doing this more often. I just want to communicate, kind of engage with the public, answer questions. If you need anything, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you, and we'll help you if we can.
See y'all.